Magandang umaga, maayong buntag, madyaong aga, naimbag abigat, salamat pagi, xiaojiang hao, ohayo gozaimasu, good morning. This is Ramal Magdalas, your subject teacher for Media and Information Literacy. Week 1, Content Standards. The learner demonstrates an understanding of media and information sources and value them as part of communication tools. The learners should understand the different types of media and information sources, such as traditional media, digital media, and other sources, and their characteristics, including their purpose, credibility, bias, and format. This also includes using of these sources responsibly by evaluating information critically, respecting copyright, and using technology ethically. Performance standards. The learner shall be able to create a log of their use and interaction with media and information providers to aid in their understanding of media and information literacy. By creating a log of their use and interaction with media and information providers, learners can actively monitor their media consumption habits. Through this process, learners can analyze their media consumption patterns, identify their information sources, and evaluate the reliability and credibility of the information they encounter. Learning competencies. At the end of the lesson, the learner shall be able to. The learner describes how communication is affected by media and information. The learner identifies the similarities and difference of media literacy, information literacy, and technology literacy. The learner editorializes the value of being a media and information literate individual. The learner identifies characteristics, describes the responsible uses, and competent producers of media and information. And last, the learner shares to the class the habits, lifestyles, and preference. Lesson 1. Introduction to Media and Information Literacy. We are now in the 21st century where people are dependent on media and information technology. Pagkagising sa umaga, ang ilan sa mga may smartphones ay unang titingin at sasagot sa mga text sa telepono o mensahe mula sa Facebook Messenger. Ang iba naman ay unang titingin sa kanilang mga social media page upang mangalap ng impormasyon o aliwin ang sarili. Nanonood ng telebisyon at nakikinig ng radyo o pumupunta sa malapit na internet cafe upang mag-Google or to watch in YouTube the things that interest us or the things we want to know. In this topic, we will discuss about media and information literacy. Ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin ng media? Topic 1. Definition of media. Media refers to the physical object used to communicate with or the mass communication through physical objects such as radio, television, computers, film, etc. Ang media ay tumutukoy sa mga pisikal na bagay na ginagamit upang makipag-usap tulad ng radyo, television, computer, pelikula at iba pa. Kapag pinag-uusapan ng mga tao ang media, madalas nilang tinutukoy ang journalistic arm nito. The newspapers, the news reports on television, and more accurately, the news reporters and journalists involved in the production of daily news. However, as a concept, media is vaster and more diverse. The term media comes from the word medium, which is defined as channel, means, or method. As an avenue or method, media is used to communicate information. Media ay ginagamit upang ihatid at maghatid ng impormasyon. Examples of media. Different forms of non-electronic print media are used to this day. Bulletins and notices, newspapers and magazines, letters, books, comics. Different forms of electronic and non-print media includes radio, television, cinema, computers, video games, email, audio recordings, mobile phones, and e-books. Types of media. Traditional media and digital media. Media is how we share and communicate information, like news, music, and entertainment. There are two main types. Number one, traditional media, also called analog media, refers to the ways people share information before the rise of computers and the internet. Traditional media relies on physical formats like paper, tape, and film, making it slower and more effort intensive to copy or share. Examples include newspapers and books, which are printed on paper, radio and television, which broadcast programs using signals, and letters, which are handwritten or typed and delivered physically. On the other hand, digital media or new media became popular with the rise of computers and the internet in the late 20th century. Digital media is stored electronically and can be reproduced or shared instantly without losing quality, making it much faster and more efficient than traditional media. Examples include social media platforms like Facebook and TikTok, blogs that publish online articles, and emails, which are electronic message sent instantly. The shift from traditional to digital media occurred when computers and the internet became widely accessible, transforming how we share and access information. While traditional media is still used today, it is slower and less interactive compared to digital media, which is now everywhere. With just a few clicks, digital media allows us to watch videos, send messages, and share information instantly. In summary, traditional media is physical and older, while digital media is electronic, modern, and much more convenient. Lesson 2. Definition of information. Information is a broad term that refers to data that has been processed or organized in a way that makes it meaningful and useful. Ang impormasyon ay mahalagang konsepto na tumutukoy sa datos na naproseso o naayos sa isang paraan na nagbibigay ng kahulugan at kapakinabangan dito. Kasama dito ang kaalamang natamo mula sa pag-aaral at pagkatuto mula sa karanasan. Information can also come from signals and symbols like traffic signs or instructions. Sa pangkalahatan, ang impormasyon ay resulta ng pagbibigay kahulugan sa hilaw na data sa isang paraan na tumutulong sa atin na maunawaan o gumawa ng desisyon. Lesson 3. Definition of literacy. Literacy refers to the ability to read, write, understand, and use information in various forms. O ito ay tumutukoy sa kakayahang magbasa, sumulat, maunawaan, at gamitin ang impormasyon sa iba't ibang anyo. Hindi lamang ito tungkol sa pagbabasa at pagsusulat. Kasama dito ang pagbibigay kahulugan sa impormasyon, paglikha ng mga bagong ideya, epektibong komunikasyon, at maging ang paglutas sa mga problema. Being literate means you can understand the information you receive. Naiintindihan mo ang mga impormasyong natatanggap. Use it to make decisions. Ginagamit ito upang gumawa ng mga desisyon. And share your thoughts clearly with others. O malinaw na ibinabahagi ang iyong mga saloobin sa ibang tao. Ang kakayahang maghanap, maunawaan, at magamit ng epektibo ang impormasyon ay isang mahalagang kasanayan para sa tagumpay sa paaralan, sa trabaho, at sa pang-araw-araw na buhay. Lesson 4. Definition of Media and Information Literacy. Media and Information Literacy is a skill that helps you understand and work with information from different types of media like the internet, television, radio, newspapers, and social media. Isang kasanayan na tumutulong sa iyo na maunawaan at magamit ang impormasyon mula sa iba't ibang uri ng media. Tinutulungan ka ng Media and Information Literacy na maging isang critical thinker at isang responsableng mamimili at tagalikha ng media. Binibigyan ka nito ng kapangyarihan upang makagawa ng matalinong desisyon at mag-navigate sa patuloy na nagbabagong mundo ng impormasyon ng may kumpiyansa. It involves 4 key parts: access, analyze, evaluate, and create. To access, knowing how to find information from reliable sources. Alam kung paano maghanap mula sa maaasahan at mapagkakatiwalaang pinagmumulan ng impormasyon. To analyze, being able to understand and break down the information you see, hear, or read. Sa pamamagitan ng paghahati-hati ng impormasyon, mas maiintindihan mo ang kahulugan nito, masusuri, at mabubuo ang iyong sariling mga opinyon. Ito ay isang mahalagang kasanayan para sa kritikal na pag-iisip at paggawa ng matalinong pagdesisyon sa lahat ng aspeto ng buhay. To evaluate, figuring out if the information is true, trustworthy, or useful. Alam kung ang impormasyon ay totoo, mapagkakatiwalaan, o mapapakinabangan. At panghuli, to create, using what you've learned to create your own content, whether it's writing, videos, or social media posts. Gamitin ang iyong mga natutunan upang lumikha ng iyong sariling content. Maging ito ay sa pamamagitan ng pagsulat, paggawa ng video, o pag-post sa iyong social media account. In today's world, where there is so much information everywhere, MIL helps you think critically about what you see and hear. It also helps you communicate your ideas clearly and responsibly. Sa pamamagitan ng paglinang ng mga kasanayan sa MIL, maaari kang maging mas informed, gumawa ng mas mahusay na mga desisyon at maiwasan ang maling impormasyon o mga bias na impormasyon. Lesson 5. Importance of Media and Information Literacy. Mahalaga ang media and information literacy dahil tumutulong ito sa iyo na mag-isip ng kritikal at gumawa ng mga matalinong desisyon tungkol sa impormasyong iyong nakakaharap araw-araw. One of the importance of media and information literacy is to help individuals become critical thinkers. Tinuturuan ka ng MIL na tanungin at suriin ang impormasyong nakikita, naririnig at binabasa mo. Sa halip na tanggapin lamang ang lahat ng walang pag-aalinlangan, natututo kang mag-isip ng malalim tungkol sa pinagmulan, kawastuhan at layunin ng impormasyon. This is especially important today when there is a lot of misinformation and fake news online. Another importance of media and information literacy is it promotes responsible media consumption and production. Hinihikayat ka rin ng MIL na gamitin ng responsable ang media. It helps you understand the impact of sharing or creating content and the responsibility that comes with it. Kapag alam mo kung paano pumili ng maaasahang pinagmumulan ng impormasyon at lumikha ng makabuluhan at magandang content, you can be a positive influencer online and in your community. Sa pangkalahatan, tinutulungan ka ng MIL na matalino mong i-navigate o gamitin ang komplikadong mundo ng media. Tinitiyak na hindi ka madaling malilinlang at maaari ka ring lumikha ng mga mahalaga at makabuluhang content para sa iba. Lesson 6. Definition of Communication. Communication is simply the act of transferring information from one place, person, or group to another. Ayon sa Skills Unit 2020, ang komunikasyon ay simpleng paglipat ng impormasyon mula sa isang lugar, tao, o grupo patungo sa isa pa. Communication is the process of sending and receiving messages through verbal or non-verbal means, including speech or oral communication, writing and graphical representation, such as infographics, maps, and charts, and signs, signals, and behavior. Komunikasyon ay ang paggamit ng mga mensahe upang makabuo ng kahulugan, konteksto, channel, at media. Sa pamamagitan ng epektibong pagsasagawa ng komunikasyon, nagagawa nating mapabuti ang mga karanasang pangkultura, panlipunan, personal, at profesional, maging sa pagitan ng mga individual, negosyo o maging ng mga bansa. Lesson 7. The Communication Process. In order to better understand the communication process, we can break it down into a series of 8 essential components. These are the 8 parts as presented by What is Communication 2012. Imagine you're trying to tell your friend about the amazing movie you just watched. First, you are the sender. You have the idea or message you want to share. Next, encoding. You put your thoughts into words, gestures, or maybe even drawings. Ito ay paraang pagsasalin ng ideya sa wika na mauunawaan ng iyong kaibigan. Next is the channel. This is how you send your message. Maaari itong sa pamamagitan ng pagsasalita, pagte-text, o kahit na sa isang sulat. Then, decoding. Your friend receives your message and tries to understand what you are saying. They decode your words and gestures. Receiver. Your friend is the person who received your message. Then, noise. Anything that can interrupt the message. Maaaring ito ay ingay sa paligid, mga distraction, kahit na mga hindi pagkakaunawaan sa pagitan mo ng iyong kaibigan. And last is feedback. This is how your friend lets you know they understand your message. Maaari silang tumango, magtanong, o magbigay ng kanilang sariling tugon. Lesson 8. Types of Nature of Communication. Verbal communication and non-verbal communication. The two types of nature of communication generally refer to how communication can be categorized based on its forms and flow. Number 1. Verbal communication. Verbal communication involves using words, either spoken or written, to share ideas and messages. It can take the form of oral communication, such as conversation, speeches, and phone calls, or written communication like letters, emails, and text messages. Verbal communication relies on language and vocabulary. It can be formal, like in a speech, or informal, like chatting with a friend. To be effective, verbal communication needs to be clear so that the message is easily understood. Number 2, non-verbal communication. On the other hand, non-verbal communication involves sharing messages without using words. It relies on other cues such as body language, gestures, postures, and facial expressions. Visual communication like symbols, signs, and images. And also tone and voices, how something is said, including pitch and volume. Non-verbal communication often supports verbal communication by adding emotion or emphasis. For example, a smile can make spoken words seem friendly, while crossed arms might unintentionally show defensiveness. It can be intentional, like waving to greet someone, or unintentional, like slouching when tired. Key difference is that verbal communication uses words, while non-verbal communication uses actions, expressions, and visual elements to convey meaning. Parehong mahalaga ang mga ito at madalas na nagtutulungan upang maging epektibo ang komunikasyon na tumutulong sa mga tao na malinaw na maibahagi ang ideya, damdamin at saloobin. Lesson 9. Types of Communication as a Process. One-way communication process and two-way communication process. One-way communication process. One-way communication is when the sender delivers a message, but the receiver does not provide feedback or respond. For example, watching television, listening to a radio, or reading a book or advertisement are all one-way communication processes. In this type, information flows in only one direction, from the sender to the receiver, without interaction or feedback. It is commonly used in situations like mass communication or delivering instructional messages. The process involves 4 steps. The sender creates the message. The message is the information being shared. The channel is the medium used like television or radio, and the receiver passively receives and interprets the message. Two-way communication process. On the other hand, two-way communication is when the sender and receiver exchange messages and feedback, creating an interactive dialogue. Example includes conversation with friends, teachers answering students' questions, or customer service interactions. This type of communication flows in both directions, with feedback helping to clarify or confirm understanding. It encourages interaction and collaboration, making it more engaging and effective. The process involves five steps. The sender starts the message. The message carries the information. The channel is the medium used, like face-to-face or email. The receiver interprets and responds. And the feedback helps refine and involve understanding. The key difference between the two is that one-way communication is informational and lacks feedback, while two-way communication is interactive and involves feedback, making it more effective for meaningful exchanges. Lesson 10. The role of media and information in effective communication. It takes the world a smaller place. Pinapaikli ng media ang mundo sa pamamagitan ng pagpapahintulot sa atin na makipagkomunikasyon sa iba mula sa iba't ibang bansa at kultura ng madali. Sa pamamagitan ng internet, television o social media, maaari natin agad na malaman ang mga pangyayari, balita at kwento na nangyayari saan man sa mundo. It makes communication convenient. Media makes communication more convenient. Sa modernong teknolohiya, maaari tayong magpadala ng mga mensahe, magbahagi ng mga video, o tumawag anumang oras at halos kahit saan. Ang kaginhawang ito ay nakakatipid ng oras at nagbibigay daan sa mga tao na manatiling konektado kahit saan sila naroroon. It shapes public opinion. Media shapes public opinion by influencing how people think about different issues. Ang mga news outlet, social media platform, at advertisement ay may papel kung paano ay pinapakita ang impormasyon sa publiko na maaaring makaapekto sa mga saloobin, paniniwala at desisyon ng mga tao. Sa pamamagitan ng pagkalat ng impormasyon sa iba't ibang anyo, tumutulong ang media sa paghuhubog ng pananaw ng lipunan sa mga paksang tulad ng politika, mga isyong panlipunan, at maging sa entertainment. Sa madaling salita, mahalaga ang media at impormasyon sa komunikasyon dahil ginagawa nila ang mundo na mas konektado, mas madali ang komunikasyon at tumutulong sa paghubog ng ating pag-iisip at pagkilos. While media can be a helpful tool for communication and a good source of information, it also comes with some risk. Misinformation and fake news. Media can sometimes spread false and misleading information which can confuse or deceive people. Madalas itong ginagawa upang itulak ang mga personal na agenda o sariling pakinabang, nagbibigay ng mga maling impormasyon sa madla. Abuse of social media. Media, especially social media, allows people to share their thoughts easily. Many abuse this freedom. Minsan, nagpo-post ang mga tao nang hindi iniisip ang mga kahihinatnan, umahantong sa papanganib, pag-uugali tulad ng cyberbullying. Mas madali para sa mga tao na sabihin ang mga bagay through online na hindi nila karaniwang nasasabi ng personal. Medical, social, and psychological issue. Media can also create problem in our health and relationship. For example, the way people present themselves online can make others feel bad about their own appearance, leading to body image issues. It can also cause addiction, promote identity theft, and harm relationships between people. Lesson 12. Communication is profoundly affected by media and information both positively and negatively. Media and information play a huge role in how we communicate with others. Positive and negative effects. Positive effects. Tumutulong ang media na mabilis na maikalat ang impormasyon at ikonekta ang mga tao mula sa lahat ng panig ng mundo. Maaari mong ibahagi ang mga ideya, matuto ng mga bagong bagay, at makipagtulungan sa iba sa buong mundo. Negative effects, however, media can also spread misinformation or false information at maaring humantong sa mga hindi pagkakaunawaan. Ang ilang tao ay maaaring masyadong umasa sa digital na komunikasyon, which can reduce face-to-face interaction and make personal connections weaker. It's important to use media wisely to enjoy the positive effects while avoiding the negative ones. Lesson 13. Definition of Media Literacy. Media literacy is all about understanding and working with the media in different forms like news, social media, videos, advertisements, and more. It involves being able to access media, analyze what is saying, evaluate if it is true or trustworthy, and even create your own media content. Kasama dito ang kakayahang ma-access ang media, suriin kung ano ang sinasabi nito, suriin kung ito ay totoo o mapagkakatiwalaan at kahit na lumikha ng iyong sariling content na media. Sa madaling salita, mahalaga ang media literacy para sa pag-unawa at pag-navigate sa mundo ng media ng responsable na tumutulong sa iyo na maging isang mas matalinong mamimili lalikha ng media. The importance of media literacy. It helps interpret media message critically. Media literacy helps you think carefully about what you see or hear in the media. Sa halip na paniwalaan lamang ang lahat, natututo kang magtanong tulad ng, totoo ba ang impormasyong ito? O ano ang mensahe sa likod nito? Identifies bias or propaganda. Media is not always neutral. Minsan, maaari nitong ipakita ang mga bagay sa isang paraan na nilalayong impluwensyahan ang iyong opinyon o emosyon. Tinutulungan ka ng media literacy na makilala kung kailan maaaring maging bias ang isang bagay o sinusubukan kang hikayatin ang hindi mo namamalayan. Examples of media literacy. Reading news articles online and fact-checking their credibility. Kapag nagbabasa ka ng balita sa internet, mahalagang suriin kung mapagkakatiwalaan ang pinagmulan at kung tumpak ang impormasyon. Makatutulong ito sa iyo na maiwasan ang pagkalat ng mali o panlinlang na balita. Understanding the impact of advertisements on consumers' behavior. Advertisements are everywhere, and they often try to convince you to buy something or think a certain way. Tinutulungan ka ng media literacy na maunawaan kung paano maiimpluwensyahan ng mga ads ang iyong mga desisyon upang makagawa ka ng mas matalinong mga pagpipilian. Definition of information literacy. Information literacy is about knowing how to find, evaluate, and use information in the right way. These skills help you become more effective at doing research, solving problems, and making decisions. It also teaches you to use information ethically, meaning you use it properly and give credit where it is due. Sa madaling salita, ang information literacy ay isang pangunahing kasanayan na tumutulong sa iyo na mangalap at gamitin ang impormasyon ng responsable at accurate na mahalaga para sa paaralan, your future career, at sa paggawa ng matalinong mga desisyon sa pang-araw-araw na buhay. The importance of information literacy. It teaches research skills. Information literacy helps you know where to look for the right information when you need it. For school projects or personal interests, it shows you how to find trustworthy sources and use them correctly. Number 2, encourages responsible sharing of accurate information. When you understand how to evaluate information, you can avoid sharing false and misleading information with others. It's important to be careful about what you post or share online, especially since misinformation can spread quickly. Examples of information literacy: finding reliable sources for academic work. When you are doing research for a paper or project, you need to know how to find trustworthy sources, such as academic articles or books, rather than using random websites that might not be accurate. Avoiding the spread of misinformation online. By practicing information literacy, you will learn to check facts and verify details before you share them. This helps prevent the spread of fake news or rumors, which can cause confusion or harm. Definition of technology literacy. Technology literacy is the ability to use digital tools and technology effectively to access, create, and share information. Tungkol ito sa pag-unawa kung paano gamitin ang mga device tulad ng computer, smartphones at iba pang teknolohiya sa iyong pang-araw-araw na buhay, maging ito man ay para sa paaralan, trabaho o personal na gamit. The importance of technology literacy. Number 1, bridges the digital divide. Not everyone has the same level of access to technology or digital skills. By being tech literate, you can use digital tools to your advantage and avoid being left behind in a world that is increasingly connected online. Number 2, enhances productivity and communication. Technology helps you do things more efficiently. Whenever you are creating presentations, managing schoolworks, or communicating with others, knowing how to use digital tools effectively makes everything faster and easier. Examples of technology literacy: creating presentations using PowerPoint. Knowing how to create a PowerPoint presentation is an important tech skill. Nagbibigay daan ito sa iyo upang ayusin ang iyong mga ideya at iharap ang mga ito ng malinaw sa iyong mga kaklase o guro. Navigating social media platforms responsibly. Being technology literate also means knowing how to use social media in a way that is safe, respectful, and responsible. Dapat mong malaman ang mga settings ng privacy. Iwasan ang pagkalat ng maling impormasyon at tratuhin ng maayos ang ibang tao through online. Lesson 14. Similarities and difficulties of media literacy, information literacy, and technology literacy. Critical thinking. Help you think deeply and critically. All three types of literacy involves critical thinking skills, encouraging individuals to analyze, evaluate, and make informed decisions about the information or media they interact with. Responsible use. Teach you to use these tools ethically and responsibly. Whether it is media, information, or technology, each type of literacy empowers individuals to use these tools responsibly, ensuring that the content they consume and produce is accurate and ethical. Communication skills. Improve your communication skills. Each literacy helps individual communicate effectively. Media literacy focuses on understanding media message. Media literacy focuses on understanding media messages. Information literacy emphasizes how to handle and share information. And technology literacy centers on using digital tools for communication. Adapting to change. Help you adapt to the changing world of technology. They all require individuals to adapt to constantly evolving tools, platforms, and technologies, keeping up with new ways to access, create, and share content. Lesson 15. Difference between media literacy, information literacy, and technology literacy. Media literacy. Understanding and analyzing media messages. This involves comprehending the messages conveyed through various media like television, media, movies, social media, advertisements, and even video games. O pag-unawa sa mga mensaheng ipinahahatid sa pamamagitan ng iba't ibang media. Media literacy helps you become a media detective. You learn to look beyond the surface and understand the deeper meaning and potential impact of the media you consume. Next is information literacy. Finding, evaluating, and using information effectively. This involves locating relevant and reliable information from various sources like books, articles, databases, and the internet. O paghahanap ng mga kaugnay at maaasahang impormasyon mula sa iba't ibang pinagmumulan ng impormasyon. Information literacy equips you with the skills to navigate the vast sea of information, find what you need, and use it wisely. Last, technology literacy. Using digital tools effectively, this encompasses a wide range of skills from basic computer operations like typing and using the internet to more advanced skills like creating presentations, coding, and using specialized software. Technology literacy helps you become proficient in using digital tools to learn, communicate, and thrive in our increasingly digital world. Lesson 16. Being a responsible user and producer of media promotes ethical and informed societies. When we use and create media, it is essential to be responsible. As a user, you should verify information before sharing it. Respect other people's work and avoid spreading lies and harmful content. As a producer, you should create content that is accurate, fair, and inclusive. This helps people make better decisions and promote a society where everyone is informed and treated equally. Ang pagiging responsable sa media ay tumutulong sa paglikha ng isang mundo kung saan ang mga tao ay may sapat na kalaman, magalang sa iba at may kamalayan sa epekto ng kanilang mga aksyon sa lipunan. Sa pamamagitan ng ethical na paggamit at paglikha ng media, nag-aambag ka ng isang mas mahusay at mas makabuluhang komunidad. Lesson 17. Media Habits, Lifestyles, and Preference of Students. Students today are highly connected to the digital world, and their media habits, lifestyles, and preference reflect how technology shapes their daily lives. Here are some key aspects that highlights these trends, starting with their media habits. Social media usage. Students spend a significant amount of time on social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. These platforms serve as a means of communication, entertainment, and staying updated with trends. Social media is often used to connect with friends, share updates, and follow influencers or celebrities. Multitasking with devices. Most students tend to use multiple devices at once, such as browsing on their smartphones while watching videos on YouTube or listening to music. Streaming content on platforms like Netflix or YouTube, while texting or browsing through social media is a common habit. Content consumption. Short form content, example, TikTok videos, Instagram stories, is increasingly popular among students as it fits into their fast-paced, on-the-go lifestyles. YouTube is a primary platform for students to watch tutorials, blogs, and entertainment content, making it their go-to source for information and leisure. Next is their lifestyles. Fast-paced and information-rich. Students are always on the go, balancing schoolworks, extracurricular activities, and personal time. Their media consumption often fits into this fast-paced lifestyle, with quick access to information being a priority. They are accustomed to receiving instant information, whether through news applications, social media feeds, or messaging apps. Social and interactive. Students use social media not just for entertainment, but also for socializing. Group chats, gaming, and sharing memes or videos are a part of their daily interactions with friends and peers. They They participate in online communities, forums, and groups related to shared interests, from academics to hobbies. Health and well-being concerns. Many students are mindful of their well-being and use digital media to track their health, such as using fitness apps, wellness blogs, or YouTube fitness videos. However, some students also face challenges with screen time, leading to concerns about eye strain, mental health, and sleep disruption due to overuse of devices. Then, their media preference. Video content. Platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and streaming services like Netflix are their preferred sources for entertainment. They enjoy content like gaming videos, tutorials, lifestyle blogs, and web series. Podcasts and audio-based content have also grown in popularity, with students listening to podcasts related to self-improvement, education, and entertainment. Interactive and engaging content. Students prefer interactive content such as live streaming, polls, and quizzes on social media or educational platforms. This engagement keeps them active and involved in what they consume. They also enjoy creating and sharing content, whether it's making TikToks, posting photos, or contributing to school projects using digital tools. News consumption. Social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram are used to stay updated with current events. However, some students may not critically evaluate the sources of news, relying on trending posts or videos. They also engage with news stories shared by influencers or peers rather than traditional news outlets, shaping their view of the world. Lastly, their digital literacy and media usage. Educational use of media. Students often use digital platforms for educational purposes, from researching topics for assignments to attending online classes. Learning apps, Google Scholar, educational YouTube channels, and online textbooks are tools they regularly use for academic success. Online shopping and e-commerce. Many students shop online for clothes, gadgets, and school supplies. Platforms like Shopee, Lazada, and Zalora are popular, and they often rely on social media for product recommendations. Gaming culture. Video games are a huge part of their entertainment. Games like Mobile Legends, Call of Duty, or mobile games are a popular form of relaxation and socializing with friends. Online multiplayer games also contribute to building a sense of community as students team up with others across the globe. Students are immersed in a world shaped by constant digital interaction. Their media habits, preference, and lifestyles reflect a strong reliance on social media for communication, entertainment, and learning. While technology enhances their ability to stay connected and access information, it also requires them to navigate the challenges of screen time, misinformation, and the balance between digital and physical well-being. That's all for today. I hope this lecture has been informative. Please feel free to ask any questions you may have. Looking forward to any discussion. Shukran.